Hello, everyone. For this week's discussion, it is all about parent and teacher connections, how they can communicate and everything. So from the two videos, I learned a lot of ways. I learned different ways to communicate with parents, different ways to reach out for that support, and being vulnerable, having those honest conversations about, help you may have in the classroom or help you may need in the classroom. So just being very honest and vulnerable about the situation and how you need to get all the help you can get in the classroom, having parents sign up and all these things, and getting through to the parent to build that relationship with them. So I want to talk about exactly these methods that I want to use to communicate with families and parents. So for me, I really like the phone calls and text method for my first one. The reason why I said this is because text is really easy. You can easily text a parent when you're in the classroom and when they're doing independent study, or and a parent texts me being like, hey, does this time setup work for you? And you can easily text back and go, yes, it does. I'll meet you then, or however then. It's really quick, really fast, really simple. It could give quick, easy update like, yes, so and so is doing very great today. Don't worry about it. Or whatever may be still set up. We could still talk about the certain things and everything. And phone calls are really great for at the end of the day type of thing, or beginning of class, or during lunch. As you could call home and be like, this is what we're going to be doing today in the morning. This is what we're going to be doing today. How was so and so feeling? Is there anything I need to look out for? And they can tell you all these things. During lunch, give updates. So and so is doing great in class. They're showing major progression. We'll see how they end up doing towards the end of the day. And then at the end of the day, you could even talk about how great they did today. You weren't expecting that, but today was a better turnout and everything. So phone call home don't necessarily always need to be negative. They could be positive improvements they have, progression, anything good that maybe the parent needed to hear, or just to give them a slight relief of something maybe they were worried about. So that's what phone calls and texts are really easy for me. And it's so easy that you give out your real number to them and they could message you back and everything, vice versa. It's right then and there. Emails do the same thing, but emails, it's more discreet. This is if you don't want to the parents don't want to give out their phone numbers to you, and they just rather do email because email is something that they respond faster to, because they may be at work, and opening up that email document is a lot easier than check my phone, because I might not have my phone on me all the time. So for parents, emails might be also be another great resource. Emails are also great, as I can send them files and stuff of what's happening in class and everything like that. And then the last one would be weekly newsletter. The reason why I say weekly is because each week you might be doing something different. Same content, but different methods and different ways to implement the content. So this week you might be talking about ratios, but you might be using family as the ratio. The next week you're going to be talking about ratio in a different term and using it in a different way, or implementing it in different other alternatives that there may be using it. So it's really good for the parents to see that they can compare and contrast each week and be like, okay, so you improved from last week, but we still need to see more progression and all these things. And parents can directly see your contact information is all those newsletters, their classroom norms, expectations, and all those things, all those little things about the class. And the school is on those weekly newsletter, and then it gives you updates of what's happening that week. So it's another way of letting parents know what's happening without you directly talking to them or anything. And they get sent home with students. So for those parents that are not into technology, these newsletters are awesome for that, because they get to take it home, the parents get to see, okay, and be like, I don't feel like I need to contact your teacher. You're doing great. This newsletter reassures me that. And it's an easy way to get with the parents. A barrier that I do think I may face will definitely be a language and content standard barrier. And the reason why I said content standard barrier is because not every parent agrees with the way you teach something. They might not think that's not something I want my kids to learn about it that way. So then you have to think of alternatives. What is best to work with the parents? And you might have to make specific accommodations for those students. And the reason I say this is because growing up, I've had peers who parents were not happy with the way things were being taught. So they were taken out during those times. They were made accommodations for. So that's why I'm saying that that's one thing that I'm scared of, but through communication, we can make it work. And then when I say language is because I might not speak Spanish. So from a family whose parents only speak Spanish, I might need to find a Spanish translator, or I might need to write these newsletter home and have it translated into Spanish so they can understand it when they get home. So also just being mindful that it's the same thing with Hmong or Punjabi or anything that might come up in my classroom dynamics and the classroom diversities and everything, what I need to do, what the resource I need to do. And this can be easily done on open house, and to gain all those information, what parents need me to use a different language other than English. So these are easily things that I could go through just by communicating with parents, trying to get through to them, building that relationship. And once you do that, parents will really get to see, yes, this teacher, Miss Thor, is really, really trying to get to us. She really cares about my kid. I'm going to make that effort to do the same and to show her that I care about my kids' education as well. So once you do that, you build that connection and you start to really work together. So I think it's ways easily to overcome those, but those are barriers I do think that I may face. And that's it for this week's discussion. Thank you for listening.